Hi guys, MCM Reviews here, and I'm back with another collection update. In this collection update you will see what I got at MCM Liverpool Comic Con when I met Peter Davison, some books, a comic book and a big finish unboxing from their most recent sale. But very first, a little advertisement. I am now on Twitter, which you will find a little annotation to here, at JRCom Reviews. Used to have a Twitter account when I very first started, however I've just made a brand new one. I post pretty much every day. You'll be able to see when there's sales and stuff, which I'll inform you about what I'm currently up to, and overall just little sneak peeks at upcoming videos and things like that. So yeah, please go check that out. Annotation will be here. So yeah, at JRCom Reviews on Twitter. So yeah, now that's out the way, we'll start with what I got when I met Peter Davison. So, when I met Peter Davison, I got him to sign this lovely publicity photo from Castrovalva. Really love this one. Probably one of my favourite prints that I own. To James Peter Davison. Love how he does the 5. And he was super nice, very chatty, very appreciative of fans. And his panel was so interesting as well. You know, and I'm really looking forward to maybe picking up his book as well, because it's meant to be a really good one. But yeah, Peter Davison, brilliant. I also got a photo with him, which you can see here. So that is what I done when I met Peter Davison. Everything was really overpriced at the Comic Con, so I only really picked up one thing, but you know, it is quite a good little thing. Picked him up for £5, and it is a little Dapol John Pertwee, which looks absolutely nothing like him, but his arms are still quite tight. It's just his legs, at least they're still attached. I've been told that they can come off and they obviously don't go out, but it's a really nice toy to own, especially the Third Doctor. He's a great Doctor. This brown jacket, and he's supposed to be a lot taller than most of the other Dapol figures. And yeah, this is my second Dapol figure, because if I just have... Nah, he's not standing up, is he? There we go. If I just show you what my other Dapol figure is, it is the Millennium Dalek, which I picked up start of last year, around January-ish, about £20 off eBay. Really love this. It's purple, so it stands up from a lot of the other Daleks, and he's also on the current banner of my Twitter profile, which is ever changing. So yeah, you can go check that out as well. And yeah, one of my little favourite pieces of merchandise that I own. And so yeah, the Third Doctor, very nice little mini figure to have. Just get this way. Third Doctor issue 5. Yep, the final one. Review for this series I do plan to get out, because but the problem is that just reading it, because I've been very busy and I am very busy, so I've literally not even had a chance to read issue 2 yet, but definitely will probably get this out hopefully by the end of the month, I do hope. So yeah, that's Third Doctor issue 5. Also went for that cover because I thought a lot of the other covers were a bit naff, to be honest, and Forbidden Planet didn't reveal the 2 final variant covers, which turned out to be really nice, so I did miss out on them. The books that I got, practically new condition. First of all is a PDA, and this is Infinity Doctors by Lance Parkin. One of my favourite covers for a Doctor Who book ever. Definitely probably the best PDA cover. It's just so simple. I love the white, but the problem with the white is that you have to look out on eBay for the dented corners. And fortunately, I mean, mine is pretty alright. The spine's very tight, so it practically is new condition, really. And the corners are fine for a book from 1998. The pages haven't yellowed, really, and on the back as well. It seems to be a bit of a Marmite book, whether you love it or you hate it, but if you love it, it's going to be a modern day lung barrow, and if you don't like it, then it's usually just due to the complex sort of nature of the story. But you know, I'm very easygoing with stories. It is pretty much entirely standalone, really, and once again, it doesn't really reveal who the Doctor is, although judging by the describe his as in Edwardian clothing, and knows how to pilot the TARDIS. It is most likely the 8th Doctor, not the first, because obviously the first Doctor, he didn't really know how to fly that machine, rarely. Yeah, that's Infinity Doctor's been after that for a while, but this one I've been after for since about 2012, 2013, and that is Vampire Science. And it's just my favourite EDA cover ever, my favourite Doctor Who book cover ever. It's just the blood red, and it seeps down onto the concrete with the shadow of the bat and the seal of the President of the United States as well, because this is set in San Francisco, and it's all about engineering vampires and things like that. So very much like the Project series at Big Finish, if you're interested in that. I've wanted this ever since I saw it in a collection update by a YouTuber called Happy Squirrel, who pretty much got me into Big Finish and the books and things like that. Unfortunately, all the videos are gone now, which I'm very sad about. But Legacy still lives on, and I've always wanted it since Hair Collection updates. And practically new condition once again. Pages haven't really yellowed. Vampire Science on the spine. One of the best spines. Absolutely love it. I'm not sure what's better, Unnatural History or Vampire Science. So I'll just not the camera. You can just read what it says there. I got this for £9, and Infinity Doctors I got for about £4, which is not bad for either of them. Especially this Vampire Science usually goes for about £16. I think that's currently what it is on Amazon. But yeah, that's Vampire Science. And that's all the stuff out the way besides the main event, and this is the Big Finish unboxing. You see here, this is from their most recent sale, which if you follow them, you can work them out. And I also notified everybody on Twitter because of this. I also notified everybody about BBC Store codes. I picked up in the Valentine's Day download thing for the BBC Store. I picked up Black Orchid, and I picked up the King's Demons, which was earlier this week actually. I believe probably about, I think it was Sunday. Which was the code Spring, and I got the King's Demons for free because it was a £4 discount, and that was what, $2.99. So follow the Twitter for updates on sales and things like that. So yeah, let's see what I purchased from this sale. There we go. The big reveal. I'm actually quite excited because I've not actually seen this cover in person before. Open it up, and it is Jago and Lightfoot, and no Vortex magazine, but oh well. Jago and Lightfoot Series 1, the Edwardian Investigators. It was £6. £6. You'd have to be a fool to turn that offer down. And it looks so nice. It's a very classy box. Oh, the side art is brilliant on the spine. In the back, full cast audio adventures with Christopher Benjamin and Trevor Baxter. That's brilliant. Really nice. Very classy. The bottom. And the bottom, running time 250 minutes because it's 4-disc box set. Do a small cut, and I'll show you the individual covers inside. Had a bit of trouble getting these out because of the static build-up. Yeah, well, I'll show you each individual covers. I really like the Jago and Lightfoot covers because they're just very classy. They don't look like a Doctor Who audio, which I really like. And this is the Bloodless Soldier. And it's got the scratches and the blood stain. That back's brilliant. It's very much like a old poster from the 1800s. Henry Gordon, Jago. That's the George Lightfoot. Really nice. Bloodless Soldier. The disc art's fantastic. I've never seen the disc art before, and that's fab. I've listened to the Mahogany Murderers because you kind of have to, as that was sort of the pilot episodes, and the villain crosses over. The Below the Devil. Oh, that's great. The inner spine is like pages of a book. Obviously that's what they're trying to go for with these. But the Below the Devil, you see just this scratch across in the dirt. We'll see what that's all about. Ah, that's great. I believe it's just going to be the same picture. Yeah, it's just going to be the same picture. That's great. That's really nice. I'd love to meet those two. The Spirit Trap, really like the eye there, and the icons change on each one. AMC the full cast: David Richardson, Trevor Baxter, Lisa Bauman, and Christopher Benjamin. As Lisa Bauman plays Ellie. And it's stellar writers with these. Justin Richards, Alan Barnes, if he's on a good day, and Johnny Morris, and finally the Similarity Engine by Andy Lean. Really nice. It's just really nice how they're just like books, book spines. Just fits the whole motif perfectly. Open this up, and it's just the series credits. So Lightfoot, and this appears to be a 2-disc set, so I can work out what side it opens on. I'm not going to bother with that on camera because I'll fiddle about with it later, but that'll be the behind the scenes. So yeah, we'll cut to the final shot. We'll cut to the final shot, and I will show you the entire collection update. So that is pretty much everything I got in this collection update. I hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to follow at @JRConReviews at Twitter, and I will see you next time with whatever. My reading is going well. Who Killed Kennedy? Less than 100 pages left. I'm a very slow reader, so hopefully I can get a review for that out sometime soon. Definitely will be reviewing the Third Doctor, and I'm also trying to get my hands on the new 12th Doctor figure. I went to Forbidden Planet today and didn't have any, and they're not stocking any for about 2 weeks, so it's going to be a bit of a wait with that one, but if I get my hands on it, I'm definitely doing an action figure review of that with this HD focus camera. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.